I started looking for ways to try to crack the code, to try to make money from prop firms. So yeah, now I'm up to like 1.3 million in funding overall. So I'm running about 10 funded accounts and then like 5 or 6 challenges at once.
I guess for starters, how did you get into trading in the first place? Was this the first thing that you did trading related, or
No, I've been trading on and off for quite a while. I actually started back in 2007, 2008, around the GFC. I was trading forex currencies on MetaTrader 4, and that was my first stab at trading. I was trying to learn technical analysis, fundamental analysis, trying to put it all together on the chart. And I blew a couple of accounts. I had very limited success. And I came back to trading in about 2021 when crypto started taking off and the whole craze with crypto. So I started getting back into trading with crypto. There's a lot of volatility, so it's easier to both make money and lose money. And again, I had limited success about 2 years ago. I found out about prop firms and I started investigating it. It sounded really interesting because the issue I always ran into, even when I had success trading, is that if you have a couple thousand, a $3,000 account, even if you're making a decent return, 10-15% a month, which is amazing, you're not going to go anywhere in a short amount of time, or even in a few years. It would take a long time to make life-changing money. So the lure of the prop firms was calling at me, and I started investigating it. And at first, it sounds too good to be true, but then you start to find out, okay, they make it really difficult, and it's a business. Their business model is to make money from people that are losing challenges, for the most part. And I started looking for ways to try to crack the code, to try to make money from prop firms, to find trading systems or trading bots that would be able to trade within these very limited parameters, risk parameters that they give you. So initially I tried with manual trading, and by then I had developed some decent trading strategies and risk management and different indicators. And again, I had limited success. I would get to phase 2, but then I would lose the account, or get to fund it, and then lose it. I found out another. So I guess these guys are like your competitors in a way, although they're not even close to what you guys are offering. But I don't know if you've heard of POW. I think it's
yeah?
POW. It's Progress Overcomes Wind, and they have their own bot, called the Banker. And I joined their subscription service, and it was with them for almost a year. And I mean, it's better than what I was doing before because it's more systematic. And this is where I learned how to optimize with MetaTrader, how to really get more out of bots in MetaTrader, how to use them more efficiently. So that part, it was very valuable. But again, I was not able to get much value out of the prop firms for the most part. I was able to make some money from some of the HFT prop firms out there. And then last October was when I discovered BF, Blue Edge Financial. I saw one of your ads in YouTube, and I started investigating it, and it sounded like what I was looking for, something more stable. And the hedging, I had heard about hedging before, but I had not seen the hedging packaged as a bot that automates that part for you and makes it a lot easier and allows you to leverage the technology to be able to do multiple challenges at once. So I went from trying to do one challenge at a time to being able to do many. The sky's the limit, basically, where your capital is your limitation.
Sorry to cut you off. And so, when was this that you came across Blue Edge?
This was last year. This was October 2024.
Okay, October 24th.
Yeah, that's when I signed up. And initially I started testing the water. I'm very methodical trader. I don't like to jump into things impulsively. So I was testing it on a demo account first. I didn't want to, throw money into something that I didn't understand. And after about a month of just doing demo accounts, then I started with one challenge. And slowly I started building up to 2 challenges, 3, 4. And then beginning of year in January, I started to see, okay, this is a really good system. I started to see the value in it. And I maximized my licenses. So I started running about 10 challenges at once. And it was a really good time to start too. The market conditions were really good. Gold starting to trend upwards again. And yeah, I started just getting funded accounts one after another.
What did that feel like when you started
That was
winning?
amazing.
Because you were at it for a long time, right? You were at it for couple of years.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, at first I couldn't believe it. Yeah, at first it was slow. I got one funded account, and then maybe a month later another one, and then 2 weeks later two, and then it grows exponentially after a while. You get to a point where the accounts they don't really matter anymore. Like you get to the trader mentality, and you lose an account and it's no big deal. And the same when you gain an account. Once you learn to balance the emotional side of trading to a certain degree, you shouldn't get too excited either about a new account, right? It goes both ways. So yeah, now I'm up to like 1.3 million in funding overall. Not active. I have 800K. Yeah. April and May were really good months. I don't know if they're really good months. I don't think that's going to be the average. I'm expecting less for June, but yeah, they're very good months nevertheless.
Yeah, outstanding either way. It's the same story we tell new clients, right? It takes a little bit of time to build up your base of funded accounts, but now you got 8 of them, right? And so normally what I do is just trade a couple at a time, get a payout, and then, I don't risk them all at the same time because, you could lose all your accounts at the same time. But yeah, that's kind of what we see for people that are at your range that have been doing it for 5-6 months consistently. So you're right on the right track, it sounds like. And you've already had a lot of success, especially compared to what you'd been doing previously. So that's just outstanding. What's different about it compared to what you're doing previously?
I mean, just the psychological aspect of the hedging, not caring when you lose an account. I mean, that's just a game changer. Because before it's the one single challenge, you make it seem like it's the most important thing in the world to pass that challenge. And if you fail, then it's devastating. And every time you lose an account, it's like you get stabbed in the back. It becomes personal. And really, that's not how it should be in trading. In trading, you have to be methodical, systematic, can't let the emotions cloud your thinking, because then you're not going to trade properly. With prop firms, I don't think it should be any different. So when you start hedging, then you take that aspect away. If you lose a challenge, you just start another one and keep going. It's a little frustrating, especially at first, but over time you realize that it doesn't really matter. It's just a numbers game. So if you can do more challenges at once, then you're going to reach those objectives a lot quicker.
Yeah. And so what is your goal right now? Like, how many challenges at a time do you try to run?
I mean, I'm close to maximizing the licenses. So I have more because I've referred some people to VF. So I'm running about 10 funded accounts and then like 5 or 6 challenges at once. That's at any given time. Then I also stagger the accounts, like you said you do as well. The ones that I have with the same prop firms, I won't run them at the same time. So I have like 2 FTMO accounts. Since I prefer to trade only gold, I've done other currency pairs, but the volatility is not as great, especially with the funded accounts. Seen better results with gold. So what I'll do is I'll just use one prop firm account and one funded account at a time. Once it reaches its TP, then I'll set that one down and then I'll start with the other one. So I'll stagger the accounts, and that way, I'm not risking them all at once. And I'm also staggering the licenses and trying to get more use out of it.
And so you're already having some great success these past couple months. You've got a nice base of funded accounts. So I guess my question is how is this making a difference in your life, and how do you see it making a difference in your life moving forward?
It's definitely increased my my ability to generate income more than I've made at any time. Now, for me personally, that's the objective isn't to reach X amount of money per month. What I want to do, I want to leverage these profits for the prop firms into another income stream, because I see that it's, it's very volatile, and there's months where you can make a lot, but then there's other ones where everything kind of drops, depending on how the markets are doing and how much luck you have. The accounts, the timing is important, and sometimes there's a lot of luck involved. So I'm saving that up to build up like another investment account that I'm trading in parallel to all this, and let that grow time so that I can have another income stream, and hopefully a stabler income stream.
Sure, but when you think about it, right, your actual total drawdown on your capital invested into challenges with this system is incredibly low, right? Especially if you're hedging. It's like your drawdown is so shallow compared to, wow, you can make 5 figures in a month,
Yeah, I think the major risk in this is not so much the drawdown, as you say. It's that these prop firms are here today, but they could be gone tomorrow. I mean, it's a very quickly changing landscape. We've seen big players disappear, so you never know what's going to happen. There could also be new it's not regulated. It's like crypto, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So there could be regulation that comes in that could be positive in some respects and negative in others. There might be shops that close, or they have to change jurisdictions. And there's also the aspect of, right now it's not that well known. I mean, it's of course becoming more and more popular. I think as more people get into it, there might be less value over time. Like prop firms might make it even more difficult to pass or to keep a funded account, to try to counteract what we're doing. We're value hunters, right? We're looking for value constantly.
Yeah, I think about it as like prop firms are really like casinos, right? Like
they
have to make their small edge, right? But they can't make such a big edge, or else they'll be out of business and everybody will go to a different prop firm, right? The traders kind of have
the card counters, right? At the casino, right? We're the ones that are counting cards at the blackjack table.
Right. And so obviously we're going to go to the one with best odds, and maybe they'll kick you out eventually, but it is
once they figure out what you're doing, you might not be welcome back to the table. So that's the part that I see, that we could get banned from the major prop firms over time, or general changes that make it more difficult to prop.
Sure.
So that's the part that I see that's it's unpredictable. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's true. The good thing is that we do have a lot of prop firms to choose from, even outside of the 8 that we work with closely. There's constantly more to choose from, and it's a competitive space. The prop firms, they have to compete on price, they have to compete on challenge criteria and all that.
And we have to be careful because there's a lot of bad players out there as well.
But all in all, when I look at it, I'm like, whatever. Again, the drawdown is really shallow in comparison to, the asymmetry of the risk compared to the potential reward is really good. So you might as well take advantage as much as you possibly can, right?
Yeah, there's so much value in farming prop firms. It's amazing. Yeah, the only concern is that it might be something that lasts a few years, many years. We don't know. I mean, it might change over time.
Yeah, I mean, it will change over time, right? We've seen that. FTMO has been in business for 14 years now, so they've been around for a long time, and their rules have changed, and we've seen the whole industry get a little bit more expensive on challenges, rules here and there. There were some that made it better, some that made it harder. So yeah, it'll continue to adjust and whatnot, but that's what we're here. That's part of the community, right? All of us together. A lot of our product ideas, they don't come from our internal team. A lot of it's from customers, and we're just pooling ideas from a lot of smart people in the group, and that's kind of the power of the hive mind, right? Or the mastermind.
Definitely.
Anyways, kind of last couple questions here, and then we'll let you go. Clearly, you've already recommended to Blue Edge, but for somebody that may be watching, who do you recommend it to?
Oh, sure. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've already recommended it to a lot of friends and family, and I've brought on board, I think four people I've referred. So yeah, I would recommend it to anyone that has the money to do it, because it does require a good amount of initial capital. I mean, the more you have, the more you're able to leverage the power of Titan and the bot and everything that Blue Edge offers. So yeah, we would definitely recommend it to even people that don't know anything or much about trading. It's not really necessary to get going.